You bought a stock at $100, now it's worth $60. You keep holding it, hoping it'll bounce back, even though you'd never buy it today at $60. Let me tell you a story. It's a story I've seen 1,000 times. You do your homework, you find a company you love, so you pull the trigger, you buy the stock, you're excited, you're telling your friends, your family. Then, something happens. Suddenly your high flyer starts to drop. The smart move, the disciplined move, would be to cut your losses. But you just can't bring yourself to hit that sell button. This isn't just a bad day at the office, this is a psychological trap. You watch other better stocks soar while your money is tied up in this dog. It has become a symbol of a mistake, and selling it would mean admitting you were wrong. But understanding why it happens is the first step to breaking free. So what's going on here? There's a name for this crazy behavior. It means that we place a higher value on things simply because we own them. Imagine I offer to give you a brand new coffee mug. But what if I give you the mug first, let you hold it, and then I offer to buy it back from you? Suddenly, you're going to want more money for it than you would have paid to buy it in the first place. This bias doesn't just apply to mugs and chocolate bars, it applies to everything we own. When we buy a stock, it's no longer just a ticker symbol on a screen. It becomes a part of us. It becomes our pick. It becomes our company. That emotional connection makes it incredibly difficult to look at it objectively. We overvalue it not because of its fundamentals, but because of the simple fact that it's sitting there in our portfolio. That's the endowment effect in a nutshell. Now let's bring this back to the stock market. A rational investor would look at it today and ask, if I had $60 in cash right now, would I buy this stock? But the endowment effect whispers a different story in your ear. It says, but you own it. It was worth $100. You make excuses for them. The whole sector is down. The CEO is a visionary. He'll turn it around. This is how portfolios turn into museums of past mistakes. Selling them would feel like admitting defeat. It would feel like you're locking in a loss. To really beat this bias, you have to understand the psychology driving it. It's not just one thing, it's a powerful cocktail of three mental forces working against you: ownership bias, loss aversion, irrational hope. First, there's the simple pride of ownership. It's the my baby syndrome. You spent hours, maybe days, researching it. You built a spreadsheet. This is the IKEA effect. We overvalue things we helped create. Selling for a loss feels like admitting all that effort was wasted. Psychologists say the pain of losing is about twice the pleasure of gaining. Hitting the sell button makes it permanent. It makes the pain concrete. I can't sell it until I get my money back. That's the break-even fallacy. A trap. Finally, there's the siren song of hope. It's hit the bottom. A turnaround is just around the corner. All I need is one piece of good news. We look for confirming information, and ignore evidence to the contrary. Think back to the dot-com bubble in the late 1990s. People fell in love with tech stocks. Pets.com, Webvan. They were down 50%, then 70%, then 90%. But the most powerful example of the endowment effect might be the housing market. People who needed to sell were anchored to the peak prices of 2006. Holding on to a losing stock because of the endowment effect isn't just a harmless quirk. Opportunity cost. The money you could be making in a better, stronger company while your capital is locked up in this dud. When you finally sell a losing stock, you can use that loss to offset capital gains, tax loss harvesting. But if you refuse to sell, you're leaving that money on the table. Okay, so you know the problem. You understand the psychology. Now what's the solution? You need an action plan. You need a set of rules to protect you from your own worst instincts. Stop thinking of stocks as permanent possessions. Start thinking of yourself as a renter of stocks, not an owner. When it stops serving that purpose, you evict it and rent its spot to a new, better tenant. Before you ever click the buy button, you need to know your exit strategy. Set a stop-loss order or a mental stop-loss point. Decide that you will automatically sell if the stock falls 15% from your purchase price, no questions asked. Or decide that you will sell if the original reason for buying the stock, the thesis, is no longer true. Diversification is your best defense against getting too emotionally attached to any single stock. It's much easier to sell a loser that represents only 3% of your portfolio. It's much harder when it represents 30%. Get a second opinion. Talk to a trusted financial advisor or a knowledgeable friend who can look at your portfolio with fresh, unbiased eyes. Why do you still own this? Sometimes just hearing that is the push you need. If I didn't own this stock right now, would I buy it today at its current price? Be brutally honest with yourself. If the answer is no, then you have your answer. You need to sell it. A stock is just a tool, and when a tool is broken, you replace it. Freeing yourself from a bad investment isn't just a financial transaction, it's a psychological release. Have you ever held onto a stock too long because you just couldn't let it go? Share your story in the comments. Smart investing isn't about being right all the time, it's about letting go when the evidence says so.